Let's explore Google Ads keyword research. I'm going to use an easy step-by-step process that only takes a few minutes. If you think about it, there are 3 stages in the purchase or lead gen cycle that helps us identify keywords. And we need to understand these. These are awareness, research, and conversion. Awareness is that stage when you become aware of a product or service. Ads here are focused on display and video. The platforms that show ads are things like mobile apps, non-Google websites, YouTube, Gmail, etc. You get the picture. Conversion costs are high here as you're really trying to distract people from gaming and you're trying to get them to focus on you. In essence, they are not seeking you, you are actually seeking them, and this always costs more. Keywords, I don't really focus on this stage. I think the awareness stage, it's too costly and it's something most Google advertisers ignore in truth. However, the research phase is really important. We seek people trying to find out what options are available and they're beginning to shortlist buying and supplying options, including brands and models of products. I would say that search terms are often generic here, such as like pool for the garden. Finally, the next phase we have is the conversion phase, where purchases are made and inquiry forms are submitted. Often price comparison plays a really big role here. People have researched, they've narrowed down the options to a brand and model. The highest conversion rates exist in this phase. I'd encourage you to focus your keywords and campaigns on this phase as it will give you easy wins as a first stage way of building campaigns out. I think of this stage as a beach landing attack. The Marines focus all their efforts on breaking through. You select your most competitive service or products and you advertise on the high converting keywords. Maybe, for example, in-text 12 for easy set pools. It gets you into the market with sales. And then once we've broken through, we then broaden out the beachhead with generic terms such as in-text pool or garden pool. I'm John Langley. I founded Click Convert many years ago with Jameson Hollister. We've generated billions for clients of all sizes and we've worked with thousands of clients over the past 10 years. Google CEO even uses some of our work as a case study. But in truth, I'm highly skeptical of Google and their advice. I believe to achieve serious success in Google, you need to use hacks with Google Ads, and that's my goal for you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell rather. I've already got a few subscribers at this point, and I really appreciate their support, the existing guys, and your future support. So let's jump back in. Now that we understand we've got awareness, research, and conversion stages, we're going to look at the 5 sources for keyword research. And these are clients, websites, Google searches, the keyword planner, dynamic search campaigns. We always start with the client. You may be the client or an advertiser or an agency, but it's vitally important to find out what are the common terms for a product. It may sound like a dumb question as you're retailing a well-known product or line, but many of you may be advertising a business-to-business product or you're doing an industrial product. You've got no experience or knowledge of this market, and you must develop an understanding of the market through your client. Speak to your client and customer to find out more. Really nail down into developing and understanding what the industry languages are and the terms for the products and services. For example, you may find out that the product's abbreviated. Underfloor heating is often known as UFH. Another example you may have no idea about is in-canal M18 bolts. But even though you don't understand these terms, you have to get in there and understand the market. The first step, as you uncover these terms, add them into a spreadsheet. But don't just look for the keywords. Never forget, you must look for negative keywords too. Be aware that there may be variations or close related products that you don't sell, and we've got to put negative keywords in or make sure we don't advertise against these products. For example, In underfloor heating, it comes in two types. You may not know this. It comes in electric and water running through pipes in the floor. We may only supply the water-based systems, so terms such as electric, electrical, 240 volt, 110 volt, volts, all of these would be negative keywords that we need to use to make sure we narrow down on the audience we want. Returning to, say, in-canal bolts, SpaceX use them if you're not too sure what they are, they're high-temperature bolts. You may not sell these bolts in all the sizes. You may not sell them below an M10. And if you don't know what M10 is, as an example, it's your job to go and find out. You need to build this product knowledge if you're going to be a successful advertiser. We don't want to be wasting our advertisers' budgets. I've got a bit of a video on negative keywords. I'll drop the link in below and you can have a look at it afterwards. Okay, the next step. Visit the client's website and the competitor websites. Read the product and service pages to get a full understanding of the keywords. Note down the keywords. Check out competitors' sites for keywords. Look for keywords your client isn't using and may have missed. You have to add missing keywords into your website. Google checks the landing page over here and your keywords, and it's trying to find out what the connection is. But don't be tempted to do keyword stuffing either. That's a total waste of time. Just as with a negative keyword strategy, look for common recurring keywords. Normally it'll be the brand combined with a product name or function. For example, 12 for Intex Pool. I wouldn't add in features like color unless it's important. Theme and range names are worth testing, such as Intex Pure Spa 4-person hot tub. I wouldn't use words like buy, how, repair, unless you can really make money from them. They're a bit too generic. Remember, there must be a connection between your keywords and the ads. Your quality scores, we know, depends on this, and ultimately your CPC costs as well. Adding in action words like buy, I think just confuses a closer connection between the keywords and the ads that we actually need. I recently exported all 9,700 converting terms for a pool business. Approximately 25% of the conversions were actually on the brand name for the retailer. But of the remaining 7,275 conversions, 80% of them were for conversions that only occurred for 5 times or less on a search. And I think it often comes as a bit of a surprise to new advertisers that the majority of conversions are not on what you think the top terms are. Converting search terms are spread out across a huge variation. And when you're developing keywords and doing your keyword research, the only way to overcome this issue is to look for common keywords that will trigger ads across this vast range. We need to focus on the commonality of terms, not just niche terms. Look at what keywords are common to searches and conversions. In truth, it's likely to be something like a brand, a model, size, or color. For example, Intex 12-foot pool. This contains the brand, the product, and the size, and that would be an ideal type of keyword selection. Search research. Let's now jump over to Google Search now and start typing in your keywords. As you type your search terms in, pay attention to what Google's auto prompt does in the bar. It's suggesting other search phrases. For example, if you were to go to Google, type in Intex 12-foot, and that only, don't press the enter bar or anything, and it pops up a range of suggestions. Many of these type of suggestions, including pump, easy set, are absolutely brilliant, but others you will see there, such as instructions, cover, liner, and liter. These are not great search terms, and we need to really add these as negative keywords in addition to the positive keywords we're looking for. If you move down the page, you'll come to the section people also ask. Well, rather, people also ask. You've got to look at, are these positive or negative keyword ideas here? And if you see any that are suitable, both positive and negative, add them to the list. I continue scroll down to related searches, and this is normally a great area for keyword ideas. I'd return back to the top and I'd pay attention to the shopping search ads and the organic results. Return back to the top, pay attention to the shopping search and the organic results. Do they relate to the keywords you've typed into the search bar? If the results are not closely related to the expectations, ask why. Are the results flooded with the wrong price point? Is the wrong product there? And we commonly call this as being in the wrong neighborhood. You may have to consider that the term looks great, but it's flooded with inappropriate services and products, and even competitors such as Temu. I know I keep going on about this, but these terms are more negative keyword ideas, really. You may have noticed that as we're gathering more negative keywords than keywords. This is totally normal. You may only have a few keywords in an ad group, 10 or so, but you're going to end up with hundreds of negative keywords. Negatives enable you to capture high intent quality traffic for your keywords. It's really important, this bit. So you've got the spreadsheet. What I would do now is you should be able to see in the spreadsheet that you're starting to identify themes, and you can form these into the basis of campaigns and ad groups. Okay, let's talk about the keyword planner. At this point, you should have a good selection of potential keywords. However, we've got no idea of the volume or the costs. I'm old school, and I in truth rarely use the keyword tool. The process up to now will give me all the keywords I need. My process is to get on the ground fast. I use a small test budget, and I like to see what's out there. Often Google suggestions and the real world do not align in my experience. But I understand that many of you will have to present keyword suggestions, volumes, and bid estimates to your clients and your managers. I'd log into Google Ads, I'd navigate to tools and settings, and then to the keyword planner. Okay, when it comes up, you've got two options. You should have discover new keywords and get search volumes and forecasts. The discover new keywords option automates the keyword discovery process. What I would do now, I would try the new keywords. Just enter your product keyword. For example, let's go back to the in-text 12-foot pool idea. Remember, we are always looking for keywords and negative keywords. Near the top of the screen, you'll see a section here which is called Broaden, which has keyword ideas which you can use to broaden out your selection. I often think they'll be too generic. In the center of the screen, there are the keyword results. Keywords are shown, you can see them here now, with a monthly volume, a 3-month change, year on year, and some bid estimates. Look through the keywords and seek out the common recurring keywords. Find keywords that can cover a range of phrases, such as in-text 12-foot pool. Don't be tempted to try too many exact keywords. Often advertisers believe exact keywords are where the conversions are and accordingly start a bit of a bidding war, pushing up the bid costs on exact keywords. However, in my experience, broad keywords can often deliver the same traffic with a lower CPC cost, and ultimately for you, lower conversion costs. Again, negative keywords enable us to have a wider spread of traffic, but high quality, high intent traffic. I need to talk about the search volumes as well. It can be a bit alarming to realize that search volumes are not as high as you expect in the keyword tool. This is another reason to use broaden phrase when first setting up ad groups. Using exact keywords can be a very time-consuming process. It takes time to create the keyword list, create the dedicated ad, and in the end you realize you're chasing 100 impressions per month. And building ad groups in this way really may not be economical for you. My recommendation would be to take the keywords you research, select high volume search words or as high a search volume as possible, while staying as close to whatever the product or service is you're aiming to advertise. We want to avoid searches that really lack any buying intent, such as instructions. Next, create ad groups built around a theme. For example, in-text 12-foot pool. Add in your selected keywords on broaden phrase. Ensure they match the ad group theme. And please don't forget the negative keywords. I'd use a small budget and I'd run these for a few days, and then I'd start weeding out the poor terms by reviewing the search terms report, and I'd start adding the negative keywords in here. If you find any volume terms that may work on Exactor or missing out the ad group, then as long as they match in with the ad group theme, I'd add them in here. That would be a good type of best practice. Finally, it's time for dynamic search. As I said earlier, I like to be on the ground and like to see what's happening. Dynamic search campaigns run ads based on Google's categorization of your website. It's really Google's SEO index of your site. Or you can even add individual pages in so it can crawl for keywords and look at them. But what we need to do, all we need to do is create the body of the ads and Google will do the headlines. It's an earlier performance max that you can control, but there's a big problem. Left to its own devices, Google will grab all your brand traffic with a dynamic campaign and use it to claim conversions. That's problematic. And I've got a bit of a hack for this. Set up a dynamic campaign, but add at the campaign level the negative keywords variations for your own brand name. So it doesn't allow the dynamic campaign to go and rob your brand traffic and steal it. So that's step number one. Second, take the search terms from your existing campaign and add them in as negative keywords to the dynamic campaign. This prevents a dynamic campaign competing with other campaigns. Third point here, add in all your normal negative keywords too, because we don't want to basically be repaying for traffic we don't want. Okay, I'd run the campaign again with a small budget. I'd regularly check the search terms report. I'd look for converting and non-converting search terms that can be used as keywords in your campaigns. As you transfer the keywords, you'll have to add them in as exact negatives to avoid competition into the dynamic ad group as well. Keep in mind that on occasion, dynamic search campaigns can actually perform better than search campaigns, in which case you may be best leaving the dynamic campaign running. Okay, that's it. Don't forget, thank you for watching, but please like and subscribe to the video. If you do need any help with your Google ads or your social media ads, reach out to me. I'm here at Click Convert Marketing. The links are below the page here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.